was the same thing with after junior high and going to high school that I changed my mind to switch from office skills like typing and accounting and so on, bookkeeping, to matriculation. So then I could go to university.
So did the university
tuck
hospital...
shop, oh sorry,
Yeah.
the tuck shop used to be, I think, on this corner, and it was frequented by university students, and they had the best cinnamon buns in the world.
And the hospital itself used to be here?
Yes. And so hospital training was, I must say, pretty terrifying most of the time.
Wow.
Yeah, it seemed that I was always being pushed pushed ahead of my skill level, and it was very stressful. I can remember going to the assignment board every 2 weeks or so and seeing where you would be posted. And there were certain units that were just really, really scary.
Such as?
The OR, just surgery and medicine.
You did work in the OR?
As a student.
Yeah.
And I can remember there was a famous plastic surgeon called Dr. Hitchin, and everyone was just scared of him. And during one surgery, when I wasn't assisting, but I was just watching, forget what we were called, he backed into me. It wasn't my fault. He backed into me, so he was contaminated, and he started yelling and screaming at me, and I ran out of there in tears, and I can't remember what happened after that.
Is this where the nurse's residence was?
I thought, but it faced the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe kind of missed it.
So the nurse's residence isn't standing anymore?
Okay.
If it faced the hospital, it's a parking lot now.
We had roommates there, and I met mine the day that we were both accepted. We were both there for our interview, and she said to me, "Do you want to be my roommate?" I said, "Sure." And we ended up as really great friends. She was the daughter of a minister.
Who was that? What was
Harriet. She was Harriet Bruce at the time, and she was the first one that I actually could talk about my faith with. I guess going to the public school, we never did. So she was a very good friend of mine in that way.
How was that passing by the Mass there, Glenn? What came into your head? There's lots.
Yeah.
Oh, in my training...
Double the usual memories.
Yeah.
In my training, I watched one of Dr. Callahan's first surgeries at the University Hospital. Thank goodness that skill was brought here, and Glenn, it saved your life.
I benefited from it.
Yes, you definitely benefited from it.
And so, you remember Dr. Callahan?
Yes.
Was he sort of like, did he walk among mortals? Was he kind of a godlike figure?
Oh, yes, that too. But he wasn't arrogant.
Right.
He was a very nice person. What else happened there?
Where are we off to now? St. Basil's?
St. Basil's, yeah. And then we head back.
I graduated from nursing in 1961, but before that, the first 2 years of training, we wore black shoes and black stockings. In our third year, we were able to switch to white shoes and white stockings, and we had pink uniforms rather than blue. And the tradition was to tie all our black shoes and stockings together and throw them over the high-level bridge. And we were like featured in the news and everything. And I learned later that we were the last ones to do that because of the pollution situation.
So you would just chuck them overboard.
Yes, they were all tied together, and
right.
we would hold our shoes. We were walking in a line, and then we would just chuck them over all together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see.
So now we're cruising towards St. Basil's. You can see its dome there in the distance.
Are we going to try and hit the old St. Basil's or not?
Where was the old St. Basil's?
99th Street, and just north of White Avenue.
Okay, we'll get that on the way back.
Okay.
We have to go right past that.
So this was the church that was built. This is the second St. Basil church that we're going to. I guess I went to it for a little while after I graduated and lived in this area. Dad went to St. Andrew's Church on 111th Avenue and 120 something.
What were you going to ask, Dad?
I forgot.
Sorry,
But this is where the center was. This is where Grandma and Grandpa did their volunteer work.
St. Basil's Cultural Center.
And we got our meatballs
and roast beef. And of course...
And the roast beef was all kind of...
green.
Yeah.
It's not that it was bad, but it had this shiny glow to it.
Yeah, it had green, a shiny green.
Green and pink. And
I didn't know that you could have roast beef that was like kind of bloody, and it was kind of nice when I learned that.
And the gravy, do you remember the mushroom gravy with the meatballs?
And of course, when my dad worked at Sunland, we had an endless supply of cookies from there.
So this is the center.
This is the center.
Which is called the center.
Yes, the social gatherings and classes are held here, and my mom and dad volunteered here for many years for weddings and dues. They were in the kitchen working, and then when my mom died, she had requested that I donate a freezer in their memory to the kitchen.
And so Grandma...
Are we going back there?
Yeah. So Grandma lived on the other side
Yes.
of St. Basil's.
Yes, there was a residence there. We looked at the one at St. Joseph's, but this one was nicer. She very quickly sold the house and moved here.
Did she get a good price for the house?
I think so. It was nice then. And I can remember Dom helping to move her, and she called him Dommy. Do you remember that, Shelley?
Yeah.